just wanted to do a quick interview with one of Brad's new students, Ian, and get in a little bit more detail about converting to the Juju swing and how that's going. So I'll let Ian introduce himself and then we'll get started.
Hey guys, thanks for that intro. My name's Ian. I'm in my final year at the University of Indianapolis, currently getting my master's in data analytics, and I also play in the golf team.
So, I mean, you've been playing golf for a while and have had some great success. So what made you want to switch?
So the non-traditional swing, that piece of it didn't bother me at all. I'd seen enough videos of Brad's online that I knew what he did worked. So that wasn't an issue. For me, I was, came across a video where Brad was talking about, being frustrated with traditional golf. And I've been struggling with my swing for the past couple of years now, and hearing a lot of different things from a lot of different people as to why it's going wrong. And hearing him, talk about his experience, it felt like the same thing that I was going through. And so it was kind of just, maybe lucky that I came across the video, and ended up reaching out to him and got a reply right away. And, that's where we're at now.
Awesome. And where did y'all find each other? Like, where did you find the video you're talking about?
Yeah, so I found Brad on TikTok originally. I loved watching the videos. Loved the swing. I thought it looked really cool, and I could tell it worked. From there, kind of went down the rabbit hole onto YouTube, watched all those videos, and then went to the website and kind of looked through that. So, and one day I kind of had watched all the videos he had posted and kind of learned as much as I could about him and what he taught. So I shot him an email later that day, not expecting a reply because, there's a lot of golf coaches out there who have a lot of people emailing them. And it was about 30 minutes after that, we were FaceTiming each other, talking about my past and where I want to be, and kind of asking him the questions I needed to ask.
So, okay. So then y'all connected and had some good rapport, and then you came in person for in-person lessons. So tell me about that. How long was that lesson and just the in-person experience?
Right. Yeah. So the first time we texted was about 2 days before I came out to see him. I kind of just knew right away that through talking to Brad that it was something I wanted to do. So came out there. He ended up having I think a mini tour guy have to reschedule, so he had some time open for me. So it couldn't have worked out any better. Yeah, so I came out there and we worked about, I want to say 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. the first night, and then 7 a.m. to 11:30 the next day, and then I flew back home. So we got about a good 8-9 hours in the first time I saw him. And when we initially talked, we were kind of going back and forth, and he said he wanted there because, if I was going to do it right, it'd be easier to see him in person. And I'm super happy I did.
After like about a week into the new swing, like, how would you say it went? What would you say to other people just in that initial experience of coming in person, and then also just the work it took to really sort of groove that swing?
Yeah. So first of all, I think coming in person was a huge advantage. And, I understand not everyone can go out and see Brad in person. However, the online stuff have done has been awesome, super easy, super efficient. So when I got back, it was kind of funny because with past coaches, they're kind of like, we'll check in every week and give an update. And Brad was like, I want to update every 10 minutes when you're practicing, which just shows how great of a coach and how passionate he is about what he does. So once I got back, I'd be practicing 2-3 hours and sending him videos, and 5 minutes later he'd have a voiceover of my video telling me what to do. I'd do it, send it back, and it was just a back and forth, which made the practice, extremely efficient and made sure I was working on the right things. Because when you're changing from traditional to the Juju swing, you really need to have someone like Brad to be on top of you and make sure you're doing it right, because it's not a small change.
So okay, we all know Brad gets a little bit excited. I don't know if you guys know, but just behind this wall is the garage where the golf simulator is. And daily I hear the screams of excitement about his students. So what would you say about your time with Brad and just how he compares to other instructors that you've had?
Yeah, so my time with Brad was awesome. It exceeded all my expectations. It's exactly what I wanted out of a lesson and moving past a lesson when we're apart. Just the online stuff has been awesome. With past coaches, they've all been great, but I've never seen anyone as passionate about what he does as Brad. And coming in person and him getting hyped up about the good shots, like, you kind of feed off that energy and just want to keep going and going and going. So when I was there, I mean, I saw improvements within the first couple hours. I was hitting shots that, I hadn't felt for 4 or 5 years. And seeing his reaction to those and like feeding off that was just such a cool experience, and something that, I didn't even know was a thing in kind of the golf community. A lot of teachers I've had have, kind of sit back and say, good or that was bad, but Brad will go nuts when you hit a good one, which is super fun.
Yeah, he definitely does. I mean, with the, anybody who's in the garage, I on the regular have to run in there and I'm like, what happened? Because it sounds so good. Like, did you have, an idea of what you thought it would be like versus how it was?
My expectations were, I would say, it's kind of hard to say. My expectations for myself before seeing him weren't very high. I had a back injury after my freshman year of college, and had to take 2-3 months off. And once I came back from that, I was really struggling and had been struggling for years and years, and had seen a lot of people to try to fix it and help, and just nothing worked. So I didn't have a super high expectations for myself. But after being with Brad for 15 minutes, I realized like he had high expectations for me, and I had high expectations for what he was going to teach me, because it just started going so good so quick. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, and how does your body feel? I mean, after coming back from a back injury, I mean, golf is a sport where, you can really, if you're not careful, can do some damage pretty quickly. So how does your body feel just in relation to the way you swing now versus before?
Yeah, I would say right now I could stand on the range almost all day and hit balls. I was very inefficient before, used a lot of upper body, a lot of tension, and it made it really hard to swing smoothly. I lost a lot of speed, control, and it felt like a workout every time I hit the range. Now I have no problem sitting up hitting balls for 2-3 hours. And that's only in 12-13 days of changes being made.
That's crazy. I can't believe, has it only really been that long?
Yeah. I
Wow.
think I think I came 2 Thursdays ago, maybe.
So speaking of that, I heard through the grapevine that you had a pretty great round today and shot a 67. Tell me about your round.
Yeah. This was a good round. I had a 4 under 67, which, for only making changes, 12-13 days ago, I think that's super positive. It came a lot quicker than I expected. Of course, before, these past few years, I shot a ton of low scores, but they were few and far between, and had to make a lot of putts. Everything kind of had to go right to shoot those scores, whereas today was like a breeze. I mean, I felt like I played bad and shot 67.
Huh.
Yesterday, the day before, on my back nine, I had a bogey-free 33. So these past 27 holes, I'm 7 under with 1 bogey. So it's crazy the difference that 2 weeks has made, and I'm super excited for what the next 2 weeks and 2 months and 2 years will be.
Have you noticed anything different about, just greens and regulation? Like, how is it, you notice more improvement off the tee, or, I know you have a phenomenal short game, but just tell me about any improvements just in general.
Yeah. First off, the contact is completely different. I mean, the ball's coming off very fast, right off the center of the face every time. And kind of backtracking to when I saw Brad, it was funny to see him just pick up a club, hit it further than me, taking a half swing, and the ball was coming right out of the center of the face. And I was like, man, like if he can do that, then, that's what I want to do. So the contact has been a complete 180 from what I've done before. And that's in turn helped straighten my shots out. I can work the ball both ways pretty easily. And yeah, have been hitting more greens, which makes golf a lot easier. In the past, my short game has completely carried me to my success, which is a good thing. But after a while, it's become stressful having to chip all the time, and that's just a game that won't last. So the work I've done with Brad has just made huge improvements in my ball striking already. I can't remember the last time I've hit 16 greens in a round. I couldn't even hit 14 in a round if I thought back for the last 3 years. So
That's pretty amazing. 16.
yeah, 2 weeks to not miss a shot today was pretty awesome.
Thanks for, just your insight and everything that you've, shown us today. And, looking forward to a ton more just exciting stories that I hear about you through the grapevine and everything that's to come. So thanks a bunch.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jess.
Awesome. Thanks.